Hi, I'm Mark, and I'm here to tell you a bit about Verivo Akula, our new enterprise mobile app platform. Akula helps companies build, control, and secure their mobile apps, and it does so with a perfect blend of flexibility and control. Akula was built from the ground up to help companies tackle some of the biggest challenges in enterprise mobility, like building apps that run offline, handling security, managing the runtime operations of those apps, and supporting a variety of device types. So let's get started and take a look at the components that make up Akula. Akula consists of four main components: a Java-based server, Idiomatic Client SDKs, a Server SDK, and management APIs. First is the Akula server, which provides a mechanism for companies to incorporate data access, authentication, role-based authorization, and monitoring into their apps. Companies define REST endpoints that expose data from various backend systems like relational databases, web services, even third-party products like Siebel and Salesforce. The Akula server leverages several open and well-adopted frameworks, including Apache Camel for data routing and Shiro for security. Akula runs in a variety of servlet containers like Tomcat and JBoss. It can be installed on-premise or hosted, and it can be deployed virtually and in various high-availability configurations. Next are the Akula Client SDKs, which offer iOS, Android, and JavaScript developers common infrastructure on which to build their apps. The SDKs automatically handle some of the more complex aspects of development, like handling data storage, incremental data sync, encryption, login, eventing, and more. The client SDKs follow the conventions and standards of their respective platforms, yet provide a consistent cross-platform programming model. So, developers will be productive immediately. And because Akula is based on open standards, companies have the freedom to choose their development framework. You might choose to build one app natively on iOS, a second app in Appcelerator, and a third app as a hybrid using PhoneGap. The third component, the Server SDK, provides tremendous extensibility to the platform. With the SDK, companies can create Akula services, custom modules for data connectivity, realms for authentication, and implement any type of custom logic, transformations, or routing. Finally, we have the Akula management APIs, which provide the mechanism to define roles, permissions, set values for managed properties, and control administrator access to an app. Control is available through a management console or through APIs, which means companies could actually build their own management interfaces or even leverage existing products like SCOM, Tivoli, and others. So now that I've told you what Akula is, let's take a look at some of the ways Akula can help companies take control of their mobile strategy. Akula was built to address the challenges that are associated with enterprise mobility. To that end, Akula is highly extensible, so custom logic and components can easily be built into the platform. Akula is open, which means companies can choose the IDEs and mobile technologies that are right for them. Apps can be built from scratch, or existing apps can be retrofitted onto the platform. Akula provides central control and management. Akula provides a secure framework for apps, from local data encryption to a hardened server to protect against attack. Akula provides a clean separation of server code and environment variables, so deployments are predictable and run smoothly. And finally, Akula is built to scale. So needless to say, we at Verivo are very proud of what we've built with Akula. For more information about the product, including details on how to get started, check out the Akula Dev Center or visit us at verivo.com.